Hello, welcome to this episode on Hooked on Fishing. I'm your host, Evan. Today we're going to be talking about an interview I did on the phone with a dude named Ben Swanson. I know there's Ben Swanson that went to Jordan School, but it was not the guy who went to Jordan Schools. This is a guy that went to Minnetonka. I know him because he's dating my cousin, and he's a fisherman. I mean, he did a few tournaments in high school and whatnot, but he's not a pro fisherman, but I would say he's a better fisherman than me. So let's talk about what happened to the interview. So in the interview, he gave me great information. I know what he said and everything. I can recap it off the top of my head just because I'm gonna learn from it. He's a very smart kid. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to fish and fishing and lakes and brands and stuff like that. He's just a very knowledgeable guy. The sad thing is that video that I recorded with him was 11 minutes and it didn't have any audio to it. There was absolutely zero audio. I messed that up personally, and I would love to interview him and post it on here, but we just can't make up a time for me and him to have another session we can talk about stuff because he's going up to Canada for, I think, a fishing event or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think. So what did he talk about in the interview? Again, he is a very knowledgeable guy. He loves talking about fishing and he knows what he's talking about. He talked about a lot of great stuff, like good lakes he likes, good brands, what his company does. We'll get into more of this in the later in the video, but where his business is out of, or not business, but the company he works for, where they're out of, what they shoot, what YouTube videos they shoot, what brands they're sponsored with. So yeah, let's get into that. He told me his favorite brand is Lew's for fishing gear. He really likes Lew's. He thinks they're high quality. He thinks they're very good. I might need to try them out, but he said they're also very expensive, but you get what you pay for most of the time. But he said Lew's is a very, very great brand, and he recommends that to me. His best fishing spot, he says, is probably on Leech Lake up in, I think that's Walker, Minnesota. He lives up in Walker, so he goes to a lot of different lakes up north, but he says he loves Leech Lake. Let's talk about Ben a little bit more. Him and his buddies started the fishing team in Minnetonka High School. I think that's very cool just because I think it went away and then they kind of brought it back. He said he won 3 tournaments in his high school career. He went to 60, but he only won 3. He's a pretty good fisherman. He helped me catch my first walleye at Mille Lacs 2 summers ago or last summer. So I also asked Ben a question what his favorite fish to catch was. He told me his favorite fish to catch was a smallmouth bass. He said the fight on the smallmouth bass never gets old. He also said he just likes going for smallmouth bass. He said this is his favorite fish to catch. I would have to agree with that, honestly, to a certain extent. I think walleye has a better fight than a smallmouth bass, but I like smallmouth bass. They give a good fight. They're not as good as walleye or pike or whatever, but I haven't caught a pike. But still, I think walleye's the best, but smallmouths I've probably caught the most out of in my entire life, so I like smallmouths. It's nostalgic, and I just think they're great fish. So I talked to Ben about fishing brands, like clothing brands. He said right in the middle, he said it would be Huck, probably. I like Huck. I think that's probably my favorite. He said he didn't really grow up with Huck. He grew up with a different brand. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But he said he liked the different brand better. But he said he doesn't have enough clothes to know if he likes Huck the most. He would say they're right in the middle of the list. They're not terrible, but they're not really, really good. I would have to say, personally, I have a few clothes. I think Huck's top tier. I think they're great quality, great material. I just love Huck. So the company Ben works for is Wired to Fish. They have an Instagram. I'm pretty sure they have a Facebook. I know they have a YouTube and Instagram for sure. I think last time I checked, their Instagram was at 30,000 followers. And then their YouTube, I can't recall that. And then I'm pretty sure they have a Facebook, which majority of their following is on. But they have a great following. All the people that are on Wired to Fish are very knowledgeable about fish and about fishing in general, and what they like and what they don't like and stuff like that. So what Ben does for Wired to Fish is he edits their videos. So someone will go out and record it, like them bass fishing, let's say. They went out and bass fished for a whole day, and they filmed, because they do underwater filming and they also do overwater filming. So they have a brand in mind that they're gonna do, and they have lures. So they put the lures in the water and they see the action with a underwater camera and stuff like that. So Ben, he edits those YouTube videos, and he said it approximately takes a day for like a 30-minute video, but longer videos are like a few days and stuff like that. But that's mainly what he does, edit videos. But he also manages like the Instagram, the Facebook, and the YouTube. So he goes on Instagram, he follows people, he looks at comments and stuff like that, and he will be the one responding. He's a great guy to talk to if you want to know more about fishing. Okay, so we're gonna watch a clip from Wired to Fish. This is from their YouTube channel. You can go check them out on YouTube at wiredtofish.com. They also have a Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That's about it. So this clip on wiredtofish.com is Brian Thrifts. He talks about side imaging and setting it up for a tournament. He goes out on I think it's a river or a lake, and he's literally looking under the water with it, and he's showing you how to use it and the features on it and stuff. It's kind of just like a little snippet of the video though. So yeah, this is on Wired to Fish's YouTube channel.
When I'm practicing for an event like the BPT, our practice period's really cut down to only 2 days now, so we've got to cover a lot of water and be really efficient. So I spend a good portion of my practice time, especially on a body of water I'm not familiar with, just idling around, staring at that apex mega side imaging. This is my eyes underneath the water. So everything underneath the water, I'm going to be able to pick it out. I'm going to be able to see it. You can see this point running out. You've got a creek channel coming down through here. So this just shows me the lay of the land. If I see a ball of bait, it's going to pop. It's going to show up big time. You can see there's a pretty little brush pile laying on the side of that creek channel right there. And I've got my screen set at a width of 130 feet on each side. So right now I'm looking at 260.
So let's talk more about Wired to Fish and the brand that Wired to Fish does. So they work with big companies and make YouTube videos about them. So like Mercury and Humminbird and other big brands like that. Mercury is a very popular brand. Most likely on the lake you'll see a Mercury engine. I would say 8 out of 10 times. Very big company, and they work with Wired to Fish. So Wired to Fish is nationwide. They're mainly bass fishing company. So in the summertime they fish in Minnesota, but in the wintertime the bass kind of slow down and whatnot, so they have to kind of travel out of the state. But they do a lot of traveling and stuff. My buddy Ben was telling me that in July every year they go down to Florida, and I don't know exactly what they do. I think they talk to the companies that they're partnered with and whatnot. I would have to say, on most of the stuff Ben said is very true. I would have to say clothing brand Huck is my personal top tier. It's his middle just because he didn't grow up with it and doesn't have a lot of it. Lose, I've never had Lose, so I couldn't say yes or no to Lose, but I'll trust him on it. I might try it out in the future. He said Leech Lake. I haven't been there personally. I've seen it. I've been there, but I haven't fished there. But they film videos out on there for Wired to Fish, so I assume it's very good. All the brands Wired to Fish are alongside are like very good brands, like Mercury and Humminbird and Lose and other stuff like that. They're just very good brands and very quality brands. So I recommend you check out Wired to Fish on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. Thank you for watching this episode of Hooked on Fishing. I hope you learned a little bit from a pro fisherman about fishing and good fish to catch and good clothing brands and whatever else. Please make sure you like and subscribe. to the Jordan Creative Communications YouTube channel. Hit that like button, goes a long way.